All right, and we're back. This is episode 182 of the Taproom podcast, and I'm your host, Mike. Oh, man, got a good one for you this week. This was with Kyle of Reformation Brewery. And, man, I can't say enough good things about Kyle. Just what a great dude. And, him and I talked, you'll hear about it. We, talked about everything under the sun. It felt like, at least, his story, his journey, and of the Braves we talked about, and he always, there's a part of the episode we talked about, it's actually going to be part of the story, on the Instagram story, where we talked about, how he loves to dig. He's just he needs more. And I've always felt that way. So, man, Kyle, I just want to say how appreciative I am of you, man, for letting me come down and hang out with you. And, man, it was just awesome. I can't say enough good things. This intro is going to be a little on the shorter side because I do have to shoot some taproom tales today. It's also, so I got to drive out to Level Up, and then also have it's day 2 of SummerSlam. Yesterday was my niece's birthday. We had a great time. Night 1 was pretty good, actually. I didn't mind SummerSlam. I thought it was good. I had some good food. I made my queso dip. It was a big hit. And had a couple beers yesterday. So it was nice. But just hanging with the fam and all that good stuff. I had a blast. And let's see. What else we got? What else was going on this week? Oh, the Dodgers. Your 2026 World Series champion Dodgers got a Scooble yesterday. So rich get richer on that one. That's wild. That's some crazy stuff. But yeah, congrats, I guess. Yeah, we'll see how it all plays out. Looking forward to college football. Actually, this coming Thursday, we have our first NFL preseason game. So super stoked about that. That's going to be a blast. Looking forward to just having some football to watch. College football, camps have started, stuff like that. So I'm excited for that. It's almost that time. It's almost that time of year, baby. Twinkle, twinkle. All right. If you guys, before we jump into the episode, if you guys would like to support the show, there's a couple ways you could do that. First one being, if you're on Spotify, if you're listening on Spotify or Apple, you could give a 5-star review on there. Again, it does help. It gets the show in front of more eyeballs. If you'd like to buy a t-shirt, you can do that as well. They're available at taproompodcast.dashery.com. Also, the link is in the bio on Instagram. So yeah, it was that's there. And then also, if you've ever thought about starting your own show, if you ever thought, say, hey, man, I've always kind of want to try to get into podcasting or to start a podcast, just do it. It's too easy to now to do it than to not do it, because you have all these, you can buy lapel mics, you can buy cheaper mics just to start out to see if you even want to do it. And if you decided to do that, you can sign up. You can use my link. It's podbean.com/taproompod. Again, that's podbean.com/taproompod. And you get your first month free. So all you have to do is go there. They give you all the tools, all the statistics, everything you need. They even have videos on how to try to get more engagement and stuff like that. So you could definitely check that out. I think that's all I got. Again, I just straight to you, Kyle. Just want to say thank you, man. And it was a blast. I love talking about the Braves with you. I love talking about your journey. And it was just a phenomenal time. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Stay tuned for the outro. Cheers. All right, guys, we're back in the tap room, and I'm your host, Mike. And I have a very special guest on the show today. I have Kyle Thomas of Reformation Brewery out here in Georgia. How's it going, brother?
Doing good, man. Really appreciate you coming out. It's really cool to be a part of something like this and talk about craft beer. It's awesome.
No, man, thank you. Thank you for honestly just letting me come hang out with you today. And honestly, thank you for letting me hear your story and sharing the story of Reformation. And, but before we get into your journey and all that great stuff, could you tell us the story about the creamsicle? And what was it called that you said it was frosted something?
Frosted orange. We were calling it FO for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
There's a famous restaurant in Atlanta called The Varsity. And I don't know all the details on that, but they asked us to change the name. They're famous for, one of our owners is big Georgia Tech fan, and that Varsity is right next to the stadium. So I think the Varsity's been around since the 1920s, and that's one of their staples. And I think we're just kind of playing around with some stuff, and we're like, hey, let's make that, but make it 8% on the slushy machine. And, it's crazy. It has a following of its own.
Yeah.
People walk into Woodstock, and if it's not on the slushy machine. They walk right back out of the tap room. So, I kind of was telling you a little bit before, we're trying to appeal to really everybody, and that's
Mhm.
been a home run for us. So,
Yeah. And I was telling you because, well, we talked about what it tastes like an orange kind of creamsicle, but a specific brand.
yeah.
Or can we
Was
say it?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
The
Flintstone. Yeah,
the
yeah.
Flintstones push-up pop.
Yeah.
It's crazy. When I tell somebody about it, I'm like, I mean, if you're a '90s kid, it's pretty much that Flintstones push-up pop, but it's 8%, and it's
Mhm.
just unreal. It
Yeah.
just goes down easy, and, it's been, like I said, very good to us. So,
Mhm. Yeah, no, and I was telling you off air, I was like, it immediately took me back to my childhood, so I
that's what
love
it's
it.
about, man.
Oh, 100%. So, man, tell me, how'd you get started in craft beer?
Ooh, kind of a long journey. I was telling you a little bit off air. I have an older brother, maybe 3 years older than me, and he probably turned 21, and I was 19, 20, or, maybe 18, about to be 19. He's almost 3 years older. And him and his buddies were going to Atlanta having fun. And I was telling you about the beer laws here.
Mhm.
This is probably for him, probably 2009. It was a cheap way for a consumer to go have a lot of, like, that was the best deal in town.
Yeah.
Him and his buddies would go to Sweetwater, and they would have tickets and tokens or whatever. I think it used to be ticket stubs back at the time, and you pay $10, you get a pint glass.
Mhm.
You don't even have to take the tour, but they have to offer it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I swear, our cabinet just turned into Sweetwater pint glasses,
Wow.
because every time you go, you get a glass,
Of course.
and you pay $10, but you get 5 or 6 tickets. Depending on which bartender you start getting recognized, you're getting 5 or 6 pints for $10. So it's,
Yeah.
for the consumer, a home run. So
Mhm.
my brother's starting to do that a lot, and my dad, he was starting to get into craft beer a little bit too, and he kinda, like, appreciated the fact he's like, "Well, I don't have to drink 10 of these to catch a buzz," in a way. He was like, "Well, I can have 2 of these and I'm feeling good." If
Yeah.
and his favorite beer back then was Founder's Red Rye.
Oh,
It was
so
like
good.
7.7 or something like that. I'm not even sure if they still make it up. Hopefully they do, because it
Yeah.
was a classic. And I guess my dad was talking to people at work and was like, "Hey, man, we're getting this craft beer. It's like cool," because it was interesting at the time back then. There wasn't a lot of Georgia breweries. So it was a pretty attractive market for so many breweries out of the state to
Yeah.
bring stuff into the state. And I think my dad was talking to a buddy at work, and the guy was like, "Hey, my brother-in-law," not going to say this name's breweries
Yeah.
on here. I don't want to, bring it. This is also 15 years ago, so I'm sure nobody would care. But the guy was like, "Hey, my brother-in-law works at this brewery in Atlanta, and I could probably get you guys $35 half barrel kegs." And
Oh, shit.
yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
my dad tells my brother that, and they're like, my next day, my brother was like, "Hey, we're building a kegerator."
Yeah.
So it's kind of interesting. I wasn't into it at this point. I wasn't
Mhm.
going around and drinking all this beer, but next thing I know, there's always beer in the basement. And I was at this point, I'm playing beer pong and stuff, college and
Yeah.
whatever. And I'm drinking free beer at home, and my palate changed without me even knowing it kind of changed. I was like,
Mhm.
"Oh, drink this beer at home." I'm like, "I don't really care about it." But it's kind of like, but it's free. I'm
Yeah.
like just trying to have a good time. I'm
Of
young,
course,
stupid,
yeah.
whatever. I'm like, "Hey, football on, like, let me drink 6 of these from the basement." It's like
Mhm.
awesome to have draft beer in the basement.
Yeah.
And I'm hanging out with my friends, and I'm like, next thing I know, I'm like drinking a Keystone Light or something. I'm like, "Man, this is just off."
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm missing hop character. I'm like, "What
Yeah.
am I doing?" So then I was like, start latching on. I turned 21, hanging out with my brother's friends, and really it just grew from there, man. And next thing I know, I'm like, I'm on Beer Advocate.
Mhm.
This is, 2011. I'm like, I got to start trading
Yeah.
for beer. And then my brother had a really cool group of friends, and they always just wanted to try the next beer. Next beer, we go to different tap rooms together, and next thing you know, we're trading for, "Well, hey, I just got Russian River," and
Yeah.
everybody's like, "What? Hey, can I come over Saturday?" And then,
Mhm.
it was what was cool, man. We were getting Founders in Georgia, and like we would get KBS or just
Yeah.
the breakfast stout. Both of those beers were like in the top 10 on. Am I good? Both of those beers were in the top 10 on Beer Advocate's like top 100 beers.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of, like, not KBS at the time, but like breakfast stout was a 4-pack sitting on the shelf. So that was like
Wow.
my trade ammo. I would, like, buy 3 or 4 4-packs of Founder's breakfast stout. Next thing I know, I'm like, It's funny, like, Founders wasn't in Indiana, and that's where, like, so I would always try to trade for Three Floyds.
Yeah.
Saying those dudes are like, "Man, it used to be here, but I can't get Founders anymore." I'm like, "I'm just trading," like, for us, we called them, like, shelf turds in a way
Mhm.
because they were just always around. I'm like, "Yeah, I'll get that 4-pack, get this 4-pack." And then it's like, next thing I know, I'm like, "Well, my fridge is full of zombie dust."
Yeah.
And, this
There
is
you
early
go.
on. It's, like, super cool, and, we got Russian River and then, a lot of this stuff, and I was telling you a little bit before, my brother, he ended up moving to San Diego. I'm probably messing the year up here, but maybe, like, 2014,
Okay.
and I got to go visit him, and when I was in college, final year, I took some time off after high school, but yeah, graduated 2016, and I was like, "Man, last spring break, I've never done anything fun." My brother was like,
Mhm.
"Dude, come out here, let's just hit breweries." And now my wife, she came out there with us. She likes to drink, and,
Yeah.
we went out there and probably went to 32 to 35 breweries in 3 days. And a lot of
Wow.
them were just like flights and stuff like that, but man, it was just a unreal time. That was like 2016, and my eyes kinda like it felt like the height of it. It's like
Mhm.
everything I'm out there drinking in California, that trip changed my life.
Yeah.
And at this point, I wasn't working at a brewery yet. I know I'm jumping around a little bit,
No,
but
you're good, dude. I
I'm
love it.
working at growler stores, and for a lot of people listening,
Yeah, they might
in
not know
different
what a
states,
growler
they're gonna
store
be
is.
like, "What the hell's a growler store?"
Yeah.
But our beer laws were so crazy, we couldn't sell beer at a brewery in Georgia till 2017 when the laws
Yeah,
changed.
that's crazy.
So it was a whole, like, ticket system, and so I was around beer for maybe 7 years before I was doing it in a professional sense,
Mhm.
and, yeah, that journey really, like, shaped me, and it shaped my palate, and since visiting California in 2016, it's when I fell in love with New Zealand hops. Alpine Brewery was my favorite brewery out there. It was around the same time as the Green Flash merger,
Oh, yeah.
and everybody's like, I wanted to go to Green Flash because it's like Palate Record and, West Coast
Mhm.
IPA. I'm like trying some of these like awesome beers that usually if we get in Georgia, they're already like a month and a half old.
Yeah.
So hops have faded, and it's like just, my brother's out here and he's like, that's not the real experience. He kind of trained me to become like, not a snob in a way, but like,
Yeah.
it's like you got to experience like week old IPAs,
Yeah.
like nothing like you've ever had. So,
Mhm.
I'm out there and we go to the Green Flash and they got the Alpine stuff on at the time. Brother's like, no, while you're here, you got to go to Alpine. Make the drive up there. It was like super cool. But Alpine out there was like hands down one of my favorite society brewing.
Oh,
I
society's great. Yeah.
Pupil, I think, was in my top 3 on the whole trip. I was like, the Pupil was like unreal
Mhm.
from society. And L. Smith, the Tony Gwynn 394,
Oh, yeah.
being a big baseball
Still
fan,
good, yeah.
man, that one blew me away. And they got like what a Tony Gwynn
Mhm.
museum in there,
Yeah.
and they were just kind of working on it. Like I could look around and it just wasn't done yet.
Mhm.
And that's right when they moved into the new spot. And correct me if I'm wrong. I think the old L. Smith turned into Keller.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think so, yeah.
So I don't know, I'm like jumping around here,
No,
but
dude, you're
that ship
good.
or that trip, that trip really shaped me and hitting all the different ballast points
Mhm.
and it was just, yeah, it was nothing like it. So yeah, kind of fast forward, I come back, I graduate from Kennesaw State, and we'll probably get into this a little bit down the road, but I was like, hey, graduated and need a full-time gig. I'm
Mhm.
working at the growler store / homebrew shop. And it was really kind of it was a perfect college job.
Yeah.
To drink beer, like serve pints to customers and fill growlers and stuff like that. And it's like, man, it's like really not sure what I'm going to do. I graduated with a communications degree. And funny enough, back when I was on Facebook, that was like a
Mhm.
thing back then. I'm not on there
Yeah.
anymore,
Yeah.
but Reformation Brewery put out like a post on Facebook saying they needed a cellarman and they also needed it's like a business assistant, I think, type role. And I was
Okay.
like, hey, like, I didn't go to school for business, but it's similar, like almost like HR. I
Yeah.
was like, well, that kind of falls under my degree. I'm like, yeah, I'm using my degree, getting into something I love.
You could do both?
Yeah, it's like, this
Yeah.
is like perfect. So I sent an email off. I'm like, hey, here's my resume. I'm interested in that kind of HR businessy role.
Mhm.
And they're like, hey, actually, that's been filled, but what do you think about Cellarman? And, I'd like been drinking beer for 7 or 8 years. All I knew about being a cellarman was, yeah, they clean tanks.
Yeah.
I didn't know much about it. And
Mhm.
in reality, yeah, they do that, but they do so much more.
Yeah.
And we had a guy back then, he's at Burial Brewing now in Asheville. And I think he was pulling like 60-hour weeks
Wow.
and consistently. And they're like, we could probably afford another guy. And instead of paying this guy overtime, so I got in and took the job. I was just happy to be in there. And, this brewery was just kind of starting up then. That was back in 2016. The brewery was probably almost 3 years old then, right when I started.
Wow.
And, it was a bit different. I actually, hopefully they don't get mad at me saying this, but, as a new brewery, I actually took a pay cut from the growler store to come and do this full time. But like I'm getting benefits. I'm in something I love. I'm learning a ton. And right when I started, our old canning line operator, he just went on vacation, just never came back.
Oh, sure.
So
Wow.
I think you had just walked past him here. Paul's one of the longer tenure guys here as well. And he was, I think, the maybe head brewer at the time, or one of the lead brewers. And when canning line operator didn't come back, Paul took over the canning line and more or less was just kind of losing his mind. And I think one day I kind of probably mumbled or said something to somebody. I was like, I could run this,
Yeah.
And and then I went on vacation. I came back and they're like, hey, I heard you're interested in running the canning line. And I was like,
I heard you said you could do it.
Yeah, I was like, not really, but they're like, well, it comes with a pay raise. And, my mindset was, I'm not, at this point, I wasn't sure if this was my career. I was like, I'll do it. I'm excited to learn something new.
Yeah.
So that's kind of been my attitude at Reformation. Anytime I could learn something new, I think that's a cool thing that's a part of this industry. It's very rewarding, but then also at the same time, you can never stop learning. That's what's like my personality in a way is I like to dig, if that makes any sense to you. It's like where it's anything kind of on the surface level, I'll get bored and I'm just not interested anymore.
I get
But
you.
like with beer, it's so in depth. And like even today, it's like I'm learning new stuff every week. Like,
That's fantastic.
And that's what like attracts me to working in the brewing industry. The knowledge there. I feel like if you just feel like, oh yeah, I know everything. Like, yeah, well, your beer's going to probably end up being mediocre because it's always evolving. And that's something cool you got to be open to new ideas and new processes. And like you hire somebody else from another brewery and like, well, we do it over here like this. And then it's cool conversation. Like, well, why you guys do that? And it's like, oh, dude, well, we weren't even doing that. And that's probably like the coolest things about collabs. But in a sense, that's how I got, sorry, like I said, I like to ramble. Keeping everybody's.
It's perfect for the podcast, brother.
Every Reformation employee is like, this guy. He's like, it's going to be 2 hours of him just running in circles.
Fine with me.
But But yeah, man, I just like started running the canning line, probably ran the canning line for about 3 years. COVID happened and we all, just like the rest of the world, we shut down as well. We had a couple people stay on and they're canning some beer and stuff like that. And fortunately, I was only out of work for about a month here. Came back, was running the canning line, and not everybody got to come back, unfortunately.
The canning line saved you.
Yeah, canning line saved my job.
Yeah.
And get to come back and just with everybody's life changing and a lot of people were scared to come back because there was a lot of uncertainty or, people were uncertain. And at that point, I was approached by the boss at the time and our business director. And they're like, hey, man, we see a lot of opportunity in you. Like, would you think about coming back to the cellar? Like, you've worked your way up this side. Would you like to come back? And I had always wanted to be like, running the canning line's great. You're a part of it in a sense. And I think any canning line operator listening to this, a lot of hard days, but so is every spot in this industry. And
you got to treat her right.
Yeah. It's, it's a lot of details. Everything back here just matters. And I really wanted to be a little bit more hands-on with the product than just putting it in a can. Yeah. And it's like, I would always like talk to the brewers like, yo, can I mill in for you? Can I go do the dry hop? Like, let me help you out. And it was cool to kind of like finally make that jump. And I probably cellared maybe about 2.5 years. And I was getting up on the brew stand at that point, like helping out. And we had one brewer was having a kid and they needed some extra help for like up there for like 6 weeks. So I was able to get a lot of my feet wet there. And then our head brewer at the time was actually moving to Seattle. And but he gave like a 6 months heads up. And I was kind of getting groomed along the way to kind of replace him.
Yeah.
And that was really cool, man. He's now the head brewer at Green Man Brewing in Asheville.
Oh, nice. Okay.
It's crazy, man. This industry, people just
Yep.
kind of jump all around, and very fortunate to be at this brewery where I feel like people enjoy working here. We have one new hire that's probably been here like 3 months, and we have another guy that came from Chattahoochee Tech. I know you don't know that college, but they
That's
have a
okay.
brewing program.
Yeah.
And every fall semester, we bring in an intern, and we actually hired Hunter, and he's running the warehouse and doing the distro orders and all that stuff. But besides, he's probably been here 3 years now, about at it. But everybody else back here has at least been here 5 years or longer. So it's cool that we work at a place that people want to stick around. The
Mhm.
benefits are fantastic. We get 30 days paid vacation. It's kind of unheard of in this industry.
Wow.
That's not even counting like the holidays.
Dude,
It's very-
that's
so in reality,
fantastic.
it's like it's cool to see like a lot of companies say like, "Oh, we're about your family.
Mhm.
We're
Yeah.
about like your quality of life," and it doesn't really feel like that.
Yeah.
Where I feel like here, Reformation, they care about your family. Sometimes, like it's not important in the product, but if you talk to the right person here, it's like, I'd rather you like your home life be better
Yeah.
than your work life. Sometimes, whatever. I don't know if that makes any sense, but
100%.
yeah. So it's like they really value us here, and they treat us pretty well. And it's cliche to say it's a family,
Mhm.
but you work with anybody, a group of guys for over 5 years, you're experiencing life
Oh,
together,
yeah.
and just like life, beer, whatever, it's ebbs and flows.
Yeah.
We're probably here at work more than we are at home with our families,
Yeah.
and you know, we pick each other up when we need to, and you know, I don't know. it's,
No.
it's cool to work at a place that really cares about us, and I know, like I said, I'm rambling.
No,
But
dude, not at all.
yeah,
I
so-
love it. I mean, we talked earlier about, like, being nervous or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't hear it, and I love
All
it.
right. Cool.
You're
cool.
great. And honestly, I
Yeah.
like the fact we talked about it before too. It's like the more you talk, the easier this
Yeah,
is
yeah.
for me.
Maybe a couple more beers too, right?
Oh yeah. And for me, man, I just love to hear your stories. Like
Yeah.
I want to hear all about that. I want to hear how because how long has Reformation been around?
2013.
Okay.
So yeah, we're about
13
this
years?
October. I think their anniversary is actually like first day of business. I think 2013 they opened up on Halloween.
Oh,
Now
okay.
we do a big thing every year in Woodstock. It's called Cadence Fair. It used to be a 1-day thing. Now it's like a whole weekend event, and we really want to appeal to like families and stuff like that. And
Mhm.
people say like, "Oh, bringing your family to brewery," like, nah. But we
Yeah.
get like carnival rides and
That's
popcorn
fantastic.
vendors, and it's just like a big party with the community.
Yeah.
And that's really like the main part of Reformation. We want to serve the community. We want to be a gathering space for the community because
Mhm.
the community is so important, man. And
Yeah.
the community gives us so much. We want to be able to serve something back to the community. And that's kind of how this whole thing started. I wasn't here in the beginning, but we kind of have a odd story in a way. Two guys that really kicked this whole thing off. One was a preacher,
Okay.
and one was a Delta pilot, still is a Delta pilot.
Oh, awesome. Okay.
So, I think they were hanging out.
I like to fly Southwest, don't you?
Yeah. Hey, West Coast, I get it.
Yeah.
But Delta's expensive.
Yeah. It is.
But,
Worth it though.
Yeah,
Worth the price.
sometimes they got the better movies.
Yeah. That's true when you're right, you're right.
But yeah, they kind of were hanging out, and this is probably like the 2009, 2011 area. And like I said, the craft beer scene here wasn't really, not much was going on.
Mhm.
And yeah, Spencer and Nick were hanging out, and I think Nick was doing a lot of overseas flights flights overseas, and he was bringing back a lot of stuff from Belgium and whatever. And, a lot of that stuff wasn't on the shelf here yet.
Yeah.
And at some point, he usually just flies international. And a lot of his flights changed, and he really wasn't able to bring that much beer back anymore. And they're like,
Oh, okay.
and they were hanging out together, and they're like, "Dude, we miss a lot of that Belgian stuff."
Yeah.
Like, whatever. And they're like, let's start making it. So that's how they just kicked it off. They started like hanging
Oh.
out, brewing beer together. And then kind of just the idea kept growing. They're like, well, now we're making more beer than we can drink. So they started inviting their friends.
Mhm.
Next thing you know, like that's probably maybe 20, 30 minutes north from here in Canton, Waleska, Georgia. Next thing you know, this like, the homebrew equipment kept growing with it. So did the output of the liquid. And
Mhm.
they got people from Alabama, Florida, Georgia. Next thing you know, Nick has maybe 80 people camping on his property for a weekend, just drinking the homebrew beer.
I
And
love that.
and
That's
they're
so
having
cool.
good conversation. And, a lot of this stuff comes back to like, maybe we could,
Yeah.
we got enough investors right here. Maybe
Yeah.
we can do this thing. And that's kind of the roots of it. Just like fellowship and like hanging out
Mhm.
with good people, share, what I like to tell people is, you know, share a, share a pint, tell a story.
Hell yeah.
And like, I feel like beer is one of the best things to bring people together.
Mhm.
For the longest time, Reformation didn't have TVs in the tap room because
Yeah.
they wanted in this world we live in now, everybody's so connected and
Yeah.
devices and all this stuff.
Everybody's always on their phone.
Yeah, so it's like, let's have everybody hang out and drink and just spend time with each other.
Yeah.
It's not, and one of our slogans here is why you drink is just as important as what you drink.
Mhm.
And, obviously we us on the production team, we really care about the quality, and
Oh,
it's not to
yeah.
belittle that, but it's like hanging out and drinking beer together. This is what's valuable. Time,
Yep.
human communication. It's just, you can't replace it.
100%.
Like what we're doing right now. It's like,
Yeah.
without beer, I wouldn't be talking to you. So
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like super cool.
Yeah. And what was great is like just reaching out. I was like, man, like it'd be cool. Like I was like, I don't know anybody there, but yeah, my buddy told me to, hey, reach out to them. They
That's
make
so cool.
fantastic beer. So reached out and here we are. And it's what I love about the craft beer community though, because no matter what, like they want to support one another. Like they want to talk about something that they love. So
Yeah. Yeah. Really, it just seems like a driving thing to bring people together.
Mhm.
And I know one of your questions, I know we're talking about, community. That's our whole identity. I feel
Yeah.
like. And what do they call it? Like your third place or fourth place. Like they want that Woodstock taproom really just to be
Mhm.
open to everybody. Doesn't matter, who you are. We want you to come there and just feel welcome.
Yeah.
And just a great and inviting space. And that's why we do all these different events. And like, they're setting up here for a Moana meet and greet
Yeah,
tomorrow.
I
And then
love
we're
it.
having a luau.
That's cool.
Let's just, another excuse to bring somebody to the tap room and have a good time.
Yeah. Is your daughter into Moana?
Yeah.
Yeah, sort of.
Frozen is the
Okay.
big thing right now. That's
Gotcha.
the driving thing.
Elsa's Elsa.
Queen, and
Yeah.
and we're taking her to Disney, and we're getting to do all that. And she really, every princess, she likes Moana. I know the new one just came out, and probably going to take her to that soon. We just took her to Toy Story last
Oh,
weekend.
so good.
You saw it?
I'll admit, I almost lost it a little bit. I was watching. I was like, okay,
Dude, we had like 3 of my wife's friends said they cried in it.
yeah.
And I was like,
That was almost
man,
me.
it's going to be that emotional. And maybe this is a hot take. I told the guys here, really, number 5 is probably the best one since the original, I thought.
Yeah, I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah, it was great. So
Yeah.
if anybody listening, if you have any kids, take them out.
Yeah, definitely got to get out there. Oh man, so I'm always curious. Anytime I go somewhere, like we were talking earlier, I went to Little Cottage last year this time, and like their style of beer, fantastic. Like, but they have like every brewery has their kind of. I don't want to call it brand because I feel like that's kind of too much, but they have their like who they are, I guess. And what would you say? And I didn't even write this one down. This is just something that came to my mind as we're going. Like when you think of Reformation as a brand, what is like your like what do they call it? The not like a statement, but it's your mantra, I guess. Or what would you feel like? Sorry.
No, you're good.
Yeah.
Kind of one I kind of already said on this was why you drink is what you drink is.
That's true.
Like that whole thing. Our slogan here for the long time was set beer free.
Okay.
And that's really was kind of geared towards the laws in Georgia. We're like, we're kind of controlled. We got to be able to enjoy this as a community. But you couldn't just come to the tap room and have a beer with your neighbor. It was like this whole thing. So really, I guess we try to pour love into the community, and
I love that.
Want to create like a lot of different styles. We're trying to offer a ton of different things because not everyone likes hazy IPAs and triple dry hop this or sour, fruited sour. We're trying to create a lot of different styles. So if somebody walks into Reformation, they're like, oh, yeah, that's what I like.
Yeah.
Oh, give me that coconut porter,
Oh,
whatever.
for sure.
So not sure if I answered the question that
No.
right, but I guess really just trying to serve the community the best we can. And we get to experiment with a lot of different styles. And
Yeah.
that really comes from the Woodstock location. That's the 5-barrel brew house. And we get to play with a lot of stuff. And, it's like, hey, man, this probably won't sell that well, but there's probably somebody out there that's going to walk in and be like,
Yeah.
man, I haven't had one of those in forever. I got to have that. Like, they made this just for me. And they have that whole experience. And probably 2 years ago, I made a Dunkelweizen, and it was probably March, and one of the higher ups was like, "You're making a Dunkelweizen in March? Like, nobody's gonna reach for that." Well, we had, like I got, like, 5 customers like, "Man, you gotta bring that back. That was fantastic.
Yeah.
Like, really appreciating you making that."
Mhm.
I don't see that often here, especially in Georgia. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, like, we like to experiment with a lot of different styles down there, and we kinda get to push the envelope a little bit normally than we
That's
do up here
great.
in Canton. Brew a lot of cores up here and a lot of brewery-only releases.
Mhm.
Usually, if something does well, that's you know, kinda unique to us in Woodstock, we'll talk about internally, and maybe we bring that up here and do, like, a small can run on it and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So, yeah, Woodstock's a lot of fun to get to go down there and brew, and yeah.
That's awesome, man. No, that's great. Now, because I was gonna ask you too, because you have such a diverse menu, and I love that when I go into a place because you can get a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
You can, like, whether even if it's a style I'm not the biggest fan of, like, "Oh, I'll try that." Like, I'll get a little taster of this or a taster of
Yeah.
that if it looks if everything looks good, and I feel like you guys have that, and but I love the part where you mentioned about the creativity, like, you guys have like, if you wanna do a one-off, you could do a one-off down in Woodstock, and you can bring it over here. I love the creativity behind it, and it's about getting like, you never know, like, sometimes if you make that, like you said, sometimes you throw something at the wall
Yeah.
and it sticks. So, I think that's fantastic, and so the haze craze obviously happened. I mean, I think it's still kinda going on in California. Did that hit, like, at the same time as it was going on? Like, because I mean, hazy or New England IPAs were around, and then they started calling them hazies, and
Yeah.
Pure calls them murky, and did that. But it I felt like at one point every brewery had like 10 hazies on the menu. Did that hit Georgia
Oh,
like it did
definitely.
over there?
And there's still some, like, we have, like, a little series called Base Camp.
Okay.
6%, it's, like, in between, like, an IPA, pale ale, kinda like, it's nice
Mm,
and easy drinking, and we don't dry hop it like crazy, but
yeah.
we'll have that, like, a rotating series, and we get to experiment with new hops through that. I believe the one that we have on right now is Dulcita, trying to remember it,
I like
Dulcita
Dulcita.
Talus, and, we get to yeah, Dulcita's fantastic, and, we probably brewed a beer at Woodstock, and it's like, "Man, this is really cool, and we'll bring this hop up now, and we'll throw it into the rotating little base camp series, the hazy
Yeah.
series that we do." It's never been a huge thing for us. Now, if you flashback maybe, like, 3 years ago, you'd probably walk in and we might've had, like, 5 different ones on, but
Yeah.
at this point, maybe it's just because the people we have on staff, and we have a couple guys that really like hazies, but majority of the production team here at Reformation, we appreciate West Coast IPAs, and we really love lagers is probably everyone's favorite style back
Yeah.
here, and I think that's, if you probably ask 100 brewers, I bet 90 of them would say probably lagers are their favorite at the moment,
Yeah.
and it's from if you asked me probably 10 years ago,
Mhm.
I was a hophead through and through.
Oh,
Still
same,
still
man.
am,
Yeah.
but what got me excited about loggers was there's nothing to hide behind,
Mhm.
really,
Yeah.
and that was a way as a brewer to really, like, showcase what you can do.
Mhm.
I feel like with IPAs, and this isn't the same, but I feel like with IPAs, sometimes you can hide flaws
Yeah.
with some of your
100%.
hops and
You
stuff like
can.
that, and
Yeah.
not saying people do that, but,
Yeah.
we've been in those situations before in the past, and I just like the way how a lager, it just stands out on its own. It is what
Mm.
it is, nothing to hide behind,
Yeah.
you know?
No,
How's your water profile?
oh,
How's that
yeah.
base malt?
Yeah. Okay. So, like, us being Braves fans, I feel like you gotta tell the story of the cold one.
It's 4.4 for Hank Aaron.
Oh, Hammer and Hank.
So, we got a couple little hidden things in there for the Braves.
I love that. I was gonna ask you about the Braves later, but maybe we
Yeah.
should just talk about it
Dude,
now.
it's a perfect segue.
Yeah.
I know you're going tonight, so
Yeah.
that's exciting.
Right on. So, like, actually, let me, because I have them all down here, because I grew up a Braves fan. Like, obviously, you grew up in the area. I grew up in California, but it was Chipper Jones as a kid.
Yeah.
And, like, thinking, like, man, it was him, Greg, and Mad Dog, Glavin, and Smoltz. And you got a Smoltzy over there. You got Dale
Yeah.
Murphy,
Yeah, a
Freddie,
couple
Austin.
extras. I have probably 30 of these in my
I,
basement at home,
I
but
love it.
these are like duplicates.
Yeah.
You bring a kid, even
Mhm.
when my daughter was before she was 2 years old, I think that's when you have to have a ticket now.
Yeah.
But even without a ticket, they would always give a kid a bobblehead. So
Yeah.
I'd usually have like 3, and my wife would take one to people at work for like her boss, and
Yeah.
because he has a 8-year-old or something like that. But any extra ones, I always just kind of bring one here, throw it on the
Mhm.
desk. Yeah.
Okay. I love it. When the World Series, when they won it in 2021, I was like, it broke my heart when they lost in the NLCS to the Dodgers in 2020, but when they won it in 2021, the whole thing, like, I love my cousin who was an Astros fan was sitting next to me, and I was just bawling. I was just like because, I mean, I saw him win it in '95,
Yeah.
but I was, what, 8 years old when that happened? And to see it happen again, because after all the years of heartache and watching them go to the playoffs and win the division and see them lose in the first round most of the time, like, or even when they lost to the Yankees in the World Series and all that stuff, it just was just heart-wrenching. But so when after all of that, finally, I'm hitting stuff now. After all that, when they finally won it, the elation I felt, but I can imagine what the buzz around the city
Oh,
was.
it was unmatched, man. My daughter, we've kind of brought her up a couple times. She was born during that NLCS, we were
Oh,
in the hospital.
wow.
And I was it ended up being like a long thing. I don't have to dive into that, but
Yeah.
I think the first match or the first series was against the Brewers, right?
Mhm.
Jock
Yeah.
Peterson hit the
Yeah.
home run, and we were in the waiting room, and I was like streaming it on my phone. I was like, "Yeah!"
Yeah.
Morgan's like, you gotta calm down."
Yeah.
It's like just losing it, man. But yeah, it was crazy. We were in the hospital and gave me something to watch, and I thought she was just the Braves' good luck charm.
Mhm.
Because being honest, like Acuna got hurt that season,
Yeah.
and I just didn't see any of that happening.
Mhm.
I was like, maybe they get on like a little run, but we're missing our guy, you
Yeah.
know? And it's like that team just came together, and they were just hot.
Yeah.
Like Eddie Rosario should never
Yeah.
buy beer in Atlanta,
Yeah,
ever
never
again.
again,
He's
yeah.
just like a made man.
Yeah.
And man, that was so cool. And yeah, you could buy what was Jock Peterson had like what,
The pearls.
the pearls. You
Yeah.
could buy pearls in the
Mhm.
Braves clubhouse stories. For like, if you flash back, you're like, Braves pearls in the clubhouse store. Like,
Yeah.
what's going on? And you're like, oh, this guy Jock Peterson, he's just hitting tanks. We're like, we
Yeah.
love him. And
Mhm.
I think he brought that attitude to that team to get
Yeah.
like, Freddie, get up, dude. Like,
Yeah.
we're about to do this. Swanson, you're awesome. Like, keep it
Mhm.
going. He seemed like he brought everybody together.
Jorge Soler,
Yeah.
too.
That was an unreal signing at the time. It's like, well, Soler strikes out a lot, but we'll see if
He hit some
what he could
dingers
do.
every once in a while, and
Yeah.
then that when him and, Dansby went back to back against the Astros.
Oh, man.
And I remember because, like, I was watching on TV, but, like, the MLB app, like, the At Bat app was ahead of the game, but it would still only show you, like, it would say in play out or in play runs.
Yeah.
And I remember them being down 1, and I just saw the thing that said in play runs, but the play on the TV hadn't happened yet, and I jumped up, and my brother was like, "What happened? What happened?" I was like, "I think he hit a dinger, but I don't know for sure yet."
Man, it was emotional.
Yeah.
You kind of shared your experience a couple years younger than you. And
Mhm.
really, my dad liked some of the 80s Braves,
Yeah.
Horner and Lemke and
Oh, yeah.
Murphy and these kind of guys. But for me growing up, if baseball was on in the house, it's because I put it on.
Yeah.
And my guys, Javi Lopez was my dude.
Oh, Javi. Oh,
That's why
yeah.
like eight's my favorite number, probably from Javi Lopez. And
Yeah.
Javi, Fred McGriff, these kind of guys.
Oh, great.
And the pitching's unmatched. Smoltz was one of my dudes too. And
Oh, yeah.
it's just so cool I just was spoiled for both of my childhood
Yeah.
teams because I thought you just win all the time. It's
Yeah.
just what we do. It's like,
Yeah.
well, we're not winning in the postseason with the Braves really at the time, but we're always in it.
Oh, yeah.
So, you got 162 home games and you're like, yeah, Braves are always good. It just was kind of par for the course. And I took that for granted
Yeah.
for a while.
And then
The same
yeah.
with my childhood football team, massive Florida State fan.
Oh, okay.
In the 90s, we were just,
I got to meet Bobby Bowden one day.
oh my gosh,
Yeah.
jealous. Yeah.
Yeah. It was a church function, and he happened to be the guest speaker.
Oh, that's
And
fantastic.
I was maybe 10 or 11, but got to talk to him for like a half hour, and it was just crazy.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was born in Tallahassee. So
Oh,
that's
dang,
kind of how
okay.
that started. And a lot of my family's from Florida, a lot of them from North Carolina. And then, so yeah, just grew up. My parents met in Tallahassee. And
Wow.
my dad jumped around all over the place, but we had season tickets for Florida State probably from, when we got season tickets, maybe 2002 to 2006. And so we went to a lot of home games there for a good bit. And the Chris Winkie years, Peter Ward, Charlie Ward, stuff like that. And I mean, there's so many legends on those
Oh, yeah.
90s teams, early 2000s. And then we had a dry spell for a bit. And then Jimbo kind of turned it around with Jameis and Devontae Freeman and a lot of
Uh-huh.
these guys. And 2013 was unreal. And really, at this point, my dad had given up the season tickets, me and my brother in high school, and getting jobs and stuff. And he's, well, I'm not going to go down here by myself. It just kind of turned into more of a chore
Yeah.
to shoot down to Tallahassee and do these games and stuff. And then my wife, she was my girlfriend at the time. We started going down, just me and her.
Okay.
She wanted to show her that experience, and like college tailgating's unmatched, and go down there and have a lot of fun. And it was a cool, man. I still had, or at the time, had family down there in Thomasville, Georgia, pretty close to the Georgia-Florida line, and
Okay.
get to see family, and then had a free place to stay. So I'm like, why not? It's
There
great.
it is.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
and always hit breweries everywhere I go.
Yeah. I always had a soft spot for Florida State because of uniforms. And like, obviously, Bobby Bowden was Bobby Bowden. But yeah, I remember those years. Like, it was, when was I know it's probably a sore subject, but it was like 2000 when it was it Heupel was the quarterback for Oklahoma, Florida State game. That Oklahoma State, I mean, not Oklahoma State, but Oklahoma defense was just unreal.
Lights out.
Yeah.
So I want to say Florida State only scored 2 points in that match.
It was something.
They got
like
a safety.
That.
It was like
Yeah.
something random. Chris Winkie had the flu leading up to that game.
Yeah.
That was tough, but at least they won it the year before, beat Michael Vick.
Oh, yeah.
Beat Virginia Tech, and then they lost the year before that because we were on our third string quarterback, lost to Tennessee.
Yeah.
T. Martin, Peerless
Mm-hmm.
Price, those guys. I haven't thought about this stuff in a while, but
yeah.
like I said, we had a dry spell there for a bit, and hopefully right now we're in a tough spot again. I know this is a beer podcast, but I love college football, and
same, dude.
especially here in Georgia.
It.
Got enough Bulldogs fans around me to let me hear it.
Oh yeah, because I love college football as well. The only team I cheer for in LA, for that matter, is USC, and that's it.
Yeah.
I grew up a Trojan, so I'll love them forever.
You guys had a nice run there.
Oh yeah,
Palmer, Leinart, and it was fantastic. Reggie Bush.
Oh yeah,
Wendell White.
Mhm.
Mike Williams. A lot of good football there.
Yeah, I went to the Natty when they played Oklahoma. That was like one of the highlights of my life, watching them just beat up on Oklahoma. But it was I went to that game. Went to when they played Texas.
Oh man,
heartbreaker.
What a game though.
Yeah, that's why I say it's the best and worst game I've ever been to in my life. And
it's always probably like top. That's
yeah.
Hopefully you weren't in the end zone with the Vince Young.
Oh no,
it. Yeah.
I was in the end zone, but on the other side.
Yeah,
I was in the other corner of the end zone. But yeah, like college football, there's nothing like it. And I mean, I love baseball, I love hockey, I watch it all, but yeah, college football, there's just something about it. I know it's getting a little over convoluted with the NIL and
limit the
portal.
transfers.
Yeah,
I get it. Let a guy transfer once. If not, maybe I kind of miss the whole like having to sit out a year.
Yeah, I think they could do that if they say, hey, all right, you get one transfer, you can play right away, but if you try to transfer again, you're going to have to.
That's fair.
Yeah,
because it's really NFL free agency every single year right now. Not only and I don't blame Saban getting out of it. I think he saw the writing on the wall.
Yeah. He doesn't want to deal with that.
It can't really be a free agency every single year because not only are you trying to recruit high school kids, you're having to recruit the players on your current staff.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Yeah, you definitely have to do that. And it's like, man, you shouldn't have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, like there should be some sort of commitment a part of it. You can't just leave whenever you want.
Maybe it's a combination between like the new rules or that Florida State's so terrible at the moment with Mike Norvell that I'm finding myself being like more of an NFL fan, and you got fantasy football, and like we've been in a group for probably 10 years, so that's a lot of fun to do fantasy football. Yeah,
but I feel like when we love our teams, we took advantage of, not took advantage of, but we thought that run that the Braves were on was going to last forever.
Oh yeah, they're like, man, we're ahead of schedule.
Yeah,
you also thought Freddie was coming back, of course.
Yeah, and then that was a heartbreaker.
Jeez.
Yeah,
that's tough. I thought he was the next Chipper, and I'm sure a lot of people did.
Yeah, his damn agent.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, he fired him pretty quick right after too. So.
Yeah, man, it was just wild how like it all played out. But I mean, it sucks that he's gone, but it is what it is at this point, right? And I want you to tell the audience about the red, white, and blue.
More or less, not a collaboration with Abstracts, but really showcasing a lot of Abstracts products.
Okay.
Specifically their Brew Gas series. So with America turning 250 years old, I
Yeah.
was like, we got to do something. You know,
Oh,
a lot of time,
100%.
yeah, a lot of time we don't really do July 4th beers at Reformation. A lot of people travel. Sometimes our tap room can be a little bit slower around that time. A lot of people going to the
Okay.
beach because we're close to Florida,
Yeah.
whatever, and or people are on the lake here, or they're grilling out at home.
Yeah.
It was like 250. We got to do something big, so did a hazy pale ale, has crush hops and Idaho 7,
Okay.
and then we used Abstract's Blue Dream strain. We used their White Runt strain, and we also used their Cherry Pie strain, and then we added Blueberry Sky Farm as well to it. So kind of a danky, terpene, blueberry hoppy beer.
Yeah. No, it's great.
You know, a lot of the guys we just want to do something special for America. And
Yeah.
it's really like something I haven't had before. So I was pretty pleased with how that turned out. I think most of the cans are already gone and just a little bit of draft left. So it was cool to experiment like that.
Love
The
it.
Abstract guys, they're the homies. Pretty cool.
That's great, man. And congrats on because you guys said you get to keep the trophy till next
Yeah.
CBC, right?
So yeah, the CBC this year in Philly, we won the Skunk Works competition with Tangerine Steam.
Yeah.
Really cool getting voted by our peers to, win that award. And like I said, the people at Abstracts they're so cool.
It's fantastic.
It was a fantastic experience. That was our first time that our beer had been poured on the floor at the Craft Brewing Conference.
Wow.
So all our staff were just, stoked. It was
Yeah.
just super cool hey, our beer's here on the floor. This is awesome. And now for San Antonio next year, we're automatically there.
I'm so excited because when I was out in San Antonio, I was talking to Dustin from Roadmap, and I had no idea CBC was going to be there next year.
Yeah.
I was like, well, I need to come back to Roadmap, so I'm going to that for sure.
We'll see you there.
Oh, hell yeah.
I don't know who all is going from our staff there, but myself and Trevor will be there. So
We could do a round table.
dude, that'd be cool.
Yeah, or just people just like whoever, I can set it up at a table. People come by, talk for 10, 15 minutes.
Dude, that's a home run for you.
Oh, yeah. Make it like a 3-part series. It'd be
Oh
great.
man, that'd be fantastic. If you're there, like let's definitely talk again and catch up.
I'm down. Let's
And
do it.
hopefully we're winning again too next time.
I hope so too. Cheers, bro. So I want to talk. So you said Woodstock. You're telling me this off here that they have open container.
Open container downtown. A lot of people talk about Georgia or Vegas.
Yeah.
For Georgia, Savannah had that open container.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So, and then everybody's like, well, if you want to drink and walk around, you just go to Vegas. A lot of these small towns here started doing that. Woodstock was kind of ahead of the curve. And downtown Roswell was doing that. They're not too far away, but they would do it like one Friday a month.
Oh.
And Woodstock was like, well, we're just going to do it every day.
Yeah.
And it really helped our business because everybody can just come to the tap room, grab a pint, walk around, go get something to eat. Only thing, say if we were going to get pizza and we're drinking in Woodstock and we're carrying a beer with us,
Yeah.
all the restaurant asks is if you come in with a beer from somewhere else, buy one from them too.
Oh, that's cool
So
though.
it's kind of like a cool little honor system.
Yeah.
I hope people are treating it well because it's just another cool thing about Woodstock.
That's a fantastic idea though.
Yeah.
Because you can, like it's one's business supporting another business. Like if you're going to come in bringing somebody else's beer, pick up a beer from there.
And really want to drive business to every restaurant and or, place down there. So everybody's supported in a way. And
I love it.
The battery's the same way though.
Yeah.
I know you said you spent some time down there. You can walk around and drink down there.
I don't know how many beers I don't know how many beers I couldn't catch a buzz.
Just sweating it on. And it's the same thing in Woodstock too.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I've had 5 IPAs, but I'm doing okay.
Yeah.
Where am I driving us? Just kidding. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Not promoting drinking and driving at all.
Oh, yeah.
But the
100%.
cool thing, you said, do you have kids?
I don't. I have a dog.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
well, there's a dog park in Woodstock called Wolfstock.
Oh,
So you could bring
that's fucking
you could
cool.
bring your beer to the dog park.
Okay.
But right now, next to Woodstock, there's a park.
Oh,
And
really?
I don't know any other spot in the world where you could just take a pint to a kid's park and not look like a weirdo. Because you look at all the dads and moms, everybody's just drinking, hanging out. But you're not weird. You do that at some other
That's
random
cool.
park. It's like, what's this guy doing?
Yeah.
So that's a cool spot about Woodstock.
I love that.
Maybe, Woodstock people like to drink and we like to have a good time. Again, it's about the community.
Yeah.
So
That's
I
great.
can't tell you how many cool people I've met over just watching my daughter play on the playground. Just conversation about beer over there.
Yeah.
Like, hey man, like, people don't even know I work at Reformation. They'll come up and you're like, what are you drinking? I'm like, I'm drinking this.
Yeah.
And next thing I know, we've talked for 30 minutes and I'm like, hey, hopefully we see you up here again. It's really cool.
I love that. So next thing we're going to get into is called the 4-pack.
Yeah.
So what's one beer that never leaves your fridge because you're always restocking it? It could be from here at Reformation, or it could be.
I'll give you two. One from Reformation, it's probably cold one. It's always around.
Oh, it's so good.
A beer not from Reformation, probably Sweetwater 420. It's either Sweetwater 420 or probably Sierra Nevada Pale Ale.
Okay.
Just kind of two different kind of beers, but just lower ABV, just really matches every moment.
Yeah. No, that's great. And if you weren't in beer, what do you think you'd be doing? And it could be something that you wanted to do as a kid.
Yeah. Sports radio.
Okay. Hey, this could be your interview.
So at KSU, I'm a little rusty. I actually had a sports radio show for two years there.
Okay. Well, I want to kind of know.
Or one just for me on my senior year.
Yeah.
But I was a part of a couple different sports shows and it was really cool. And KSU football, I know you're from California, don't relate. But hey, we're in the new NCAA video game.
Right on.
The brand's starting to come out. My senior year was the first year of college football for Kennesaw State. Now, since they've moved up to D1, part of Conference USA.
Yeah.
I was telling you a little bit off air, we're the official beer for Kennesaw State University.
Love
Super
it.
cool. And we're hoping that's a great growing partnership for us.
Yeah.
So,
did you have a sign on or what was your your intro and your sign off?
So I told you I love Florida State.
Yeah.
There's this guy that does a FSU show and he talks about everything, but he's on every single day. And I kind of stole his intro.
Okay.
But his thing would be good afternoon and welcome everybody. This would be the Jeff Cameron show. That's what he says.
Okay.
But I say this would be the Kyle Thomas Sports Show.
Yeah.
And I just really just ripped that. He's never going to hear this. It's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, his show it's cool. Now his radio show is on Spotify and iTunes and stuff like that. It helps me keep up with the team. I find myself keeping up with it a lot of the times, but really past 2 years have been a damper. I'm not listening to him all the time. He's up in North Carolina right now. It's the ACC Media Days and all that stuff. And who knows where Florida State's going to be in a couple of years. Hopefully it's Big Ten or SEC, and college football as a whole is just going crazy. I mean, you guys are in the Big Ten now. It's it blows my mind. It's what is this?
It's wild.
And now I'm starting to see a lot of different smaller sports, like FSU volleyball, women's volleyball is in the Big 12.
Yeah.
And it's wait, hang on.
Yeah, they're just relocating.
We're in two conferences now. It's just college athletics is a mess at the moment.
It really is.
And it hurts me because that was probably my first true love, college sports.
Same.
Or college football.
It was college football for me too. Yeah. Next question, if you could collab with any brewery, maybe local brewery or honestly anywhere in the world, where would you want to collab?
Can I give you two?
Yeah.
I kind of brought them up today to you. Rinhouse.
Oh, yeah.
My brother's in Phoenix, and I know they've been on your show. And if they're listening, I'd love to link up with you guys and do a collab.
Yeah.
The beers that I had out there were absolutely fantastic. I went to the Taproom. I wasn't going to say I was in the industry, but my brother kind of name dropped me. I was like, don't do that, dude.
Yeah.
And ended up having a great conversation. The brewers were busy. And I'm like, yeah. She's like, you want me to go grab somebody? It's like, nah, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
She hooked it up. We had a nice time there with my sister-in-law and my brother and his daughter. And we had just a great time and got to see the cat walking around. Was great.
Yeah.
I know. I think I saw Rinhouse on your list of breweries you talked to. I was, I got to hear this. The big spill pills. And he was talking about the cat on
the whole story.
Yeah. But Rinhouse and then McElhenney.
Oh, yeah.
They're, up there, I guess, kind of in that same little area, northern San Diego, up in the mountains. And the original Alpine guys. I don't think the dad's all in that involved anymore, but I believe Sean's just holding it down. And, they're total revamp. They're staying small. It's a lot of the same recipes, but retweaked. So I saw Sean at a CBC or in Philly at CBC and kind of double take.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm going to go fanboy with this guy. I got to talk to him, just let him know what his liquid, how it's impacted my life. And my palate and what I want out of an IPA is a lot of what he's done there with his family.
Yeah.
And probably those two. I know this is supposed to be a good fire off, but
no, you're good. That's rapid fires later.
Yeah.
You're good.
McElhenney. probably messing it up a little bit.
That's
But
all right.
some of those beers, man, Duet, Happy Birthday.
Yeah.
I mean, Nelson was just all-time favorite beer. And I've been fortunate when my brother travels. He was just in San Diego maybe a month or two ago and went to Petco Park and
it's beautiful.
he's a Padres fan.
It's beautiful. Yeah.
He got in at the right time. My brother's in the military, and when he was living out there, Padres weren't very good at all. Yet Tatis isn't there.
Yeah.
They really, I didn't realize this, but really like a military town.
Yeah.
And he could go for super cheap. He was like, it's like, man, go for like 3 innings, tickets cheap.
Yeah.
And they got awesome beer inside the park.
Yeah.
And, L. Smith, Stone, whatever. And maybe we'll pregame in the Gas Lamp District, and then we can walk over and have a good time.
Yeah.
Stay for 4 innings and we'll call it a night, whatever. So that whole little area down there, man, Toronado used to be down there too. I think that's gone in San Diego.
Coronado?
No, well, Toronado,
Oh,
it's
Toronado,
like the brew
yeah.
pub. Or no, sorry, just the bar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Because the original one's up in like San Fran, I believe.
Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure.
So I was out there. He's like, told me a couple spots. He's like, they always have Pliny and Blind Pig on. And I was like,
yeah.
I got to have these guys on draft.
Of
This
course.
is like 2016.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, well, we're going to get you those while we're out there on draft, but I'm also going to take you to so many other places. He's like, I bet I can find you 7 or 8 IPAs that are better.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, whatever. And he was right. And, and he's not knocking those beers.
Yeah.
They're world class.
But San Diego, there's just so many options and there's so much great beer out there.
I think it's the Mecca. A lot of people in the South that haven't been out there and experienced that. A lot of people here say Asheville. And it's a cool scene. It really is. If I had another spot that I think is fantastic and really good beers everywhere right now, it seems like.
Yeah.
But Tampa, St. Pete area, some world-class beer coming out of there. The biggest one was like Cigar City.
Yeah.
And
I've heard of them.
That was, we used to go down there a good bit and had a lot of fun. But there's so many good breweries down there.
Oh, yeah.
And
even Orlando. Like, I don't know. Orlando was Spellbinder, Ailstone. My buddy Sky works there.
Sweet.
And then he was talking about Cigar City. I've never been, but like there was 3 different breweries that I went to in Orlando. And I was like, man, they were all like, I mean, it's a testament to the industry. Like if you have someone that loves this enough, like you can find great beer anywhere.
Yeah, for sure. And it's cool to like go in somewhere, especially if like there's an awesome bartender behind.
Yeah.
And they're passionate about what, they're serving people. And more often than not, a lot of these small breweries, you never know, like in the early years of Reformation, the head brewer is the guy slinging the beers too.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's cool when that happens because then you can, for somebody that loves beer like yourself, you can like kind of, nerd out a little bit.
Oh,
and
yeah.
like, man, that's cool. Wait, that's Carlos Simcoe in that? Like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, I love all that stuff.
Oh, it's the best, dude.
So anywhere, when I travel with my wife or family, always circle 2 or 3 breweries. I'm like, well, while we're here, it's changed a little bit with a kid now involved.
Of course.
But like my daughter has no idea. Like she's just growing up at a brewery, and it's cool. She's been to probably more breweries than a lot of the guys on staff here.
Yeah.
She doesn't even know it.
Yeah.
One of the latest ones that was fantastic that I visited was Grand Central, and that's in downtown St. Pete.
Oh, nice.
And man, they really specialize in lagers.
Okay.
And it was a good spot. Classic styles. But all their IPAs are off serving tanks.
Yeah.
It's just like, this is the freshest thing ever. Like, this is fantastic.
I love it. It's funny you said because your daughter's been in so many. I always say that about my dog.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, she just goes there. She's a English / like French bulldog mix. So all she does is sleep. But she's been to like almost 70 breweries since
That's
I've had.
awesome.
I've only had her for about 2 years.
That's fantastic. You're doing some work then.
Yeah. Yeah, we put in some work.
Yeah.
She used to come with me on recordings, but then one time, like actually a couple times, she was like get antsy and she would like, one of the cords would be dangling down. She pulled one out. I was like, all right, because I need to maintain the conversation and do all that stuff. I was like, so now she stays at my uncle's when I go record.
Gotcha.
But yeah.
That works out. Yeah. I'm sure she's missing it.
Oh, yeah. But she still goes to all the breweries. Like when if we're just going to have beer, she's there.
Yeah, man. It's my dad lives up in Brevard, North Carolina.
Okay.
I don't know if you've heard of that.
No.
So
I've been to, they call it Fayetteville now. But my sister used to live in Fayetteville.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I would go visit her periodically and spend time out there and went to Durham or Raleigh, Durham.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of. So this is closer to Asheville.
Okay.
maybe about an hour from Asheville, maybe 45 minutes-ish.
Yeah.
But it wasn't really a beer town. But this whole movement from people moving from California or moving from Colorado,
Yeah.
Oscar Blues put their East Coast brewery in Brevard. And
Oh,
we're
wow.
like, really? You
Yeah.
know, they were a smidge before Sierra Nevada putting their brewery in
Yeah.
Asheville. So it's really cool to go to that town and hit Oscar Blues.
Yeah.
Hey, let's take the journey. We'll go over to Sierra Nevada.
That's
I
so
don't know if
cool.
you've been to Sierra Nevada, Asheville, but as a
Mm-mm.
beer enthusiast, and I haven't been to the one in Chico, but from people I've talked to, the Asheville one, as far as appearance,
Yeah.
it's newer, it's nice. It's just, we in the South call it Malt Disney World.
Okay.
It's an experience, man.
All right.
It's one of the coolest things. The food's incredible. The beer's world class.
Yeah.
It's just unreal. All the attention to detail that went into that brewery.
I love that. That's so cool.
And there's so many good small ones around. I want to give a shout out. We haven't brewed with these guys yet, but it's kind of in the works. But there's a spot up there called Burning Blush.
Okay.
It's maybe the best Hellas I've ever had in my life.
Wow.
So they do a lot of stuff with White Labs and a lot of these different yeast suppliers. And every faucet's a Lucre faucet.
Wow.
Really spare no expense when it comes to quality of lager.
Mhm.
So it's like super cool. And I know you've talked to some really good breweries as well that
Yeah.
love lager. And
Oh,
it's
cheers,
just cool
yeah.
to experience that like firsthand. And
Mhm.
maybe one day I make it to Beer Stott. Ashley, if you're listening, my wife's a huge Taylor Swift fan. So
There you go.
I told her about that. She's like, well, if we're ever in Denver, like we'll check that out because
You got to do it.
you got to do it. And I thought that was hilarious. I was listening to that episode maybe like 2 days ago. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's great.
Yeah.
And I had at CBC Las Vegas, they did a collab or they had a beer drop at like a dive bar. And it's like my first time having beer stop. It was
Yeah.
like awesome. Like got to try it and had a little too much fun and heat was getting to me. So the night ended a little bit early. So
It happens. No, but yeah, I would suggest to anybody, and obviously to yourself too, if you ever have a chance to go there. Not only is like, I mean, we talked about it earlier, I love the story, I love the journey and all that stuff. And like that facility, like yours that you guys have here, is beautiful. And it's almost like when you walk in, you don't like you sit down, you order your beer, like the 5 to 7 minutes or whatever it was.
oh, that's great. It's
Yeah.
all slow pour, right?
Yeah. And like, like her attention to detail, like she's like, they're creating that foam cap
Yeah.
on it. And I couldn't just like, as much as I tried to talk about it and describe it in the intro or the outro, or whatever whenever I was talking about it, it was like, I couldn't do it justice
Yeah.
because of how good it was. But even walking into the facility you guys have here, and maybe next year we go to Woodstock.
That'd be sweet.
Yeah, I'm totally down. And walking into here and seeing it, I remember pulling in, I was like, because I didn't see the brewery at first. I just saw the big tent area
Oh,
over
yeah.
there. And then I went and parked. I was like, oh, shit. Sorry for cursing, but I was like, yeah, I was like, dang, like, wow. And I just visually, like all
Yeah.
the brick, because I love brick.
Yeah.
But I saw everything and I was like, man, this is like pretty. Like this is
Sweet, man.
really beautiful.
Appreciate that.
And then walking around, even like seeing the tanks and seeing the fermenters and seeing everything, it was really, you guys have done a fantastic job
I
of
appreciate
what
that.
you guys have built here.
I appreciate you saying that, man. That's super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's something I was going to say about Beer Stott again.
You're good.
I'm
You're
jealous
good.
that you've been there. I'm just like sitting here thinking about it.
Oh, it happened. You and your brother got to go, man.
Yeah, we got to do it.
Oh, tell your brother, because I mean, you said he's in Phoenix. Tell him, I don't know if he's ever been to Anthem. I'm sure he's probably heard of it, but tell him to go to Homeland in Anthem.
Okay.
It's like the guy Mike there, Mike Balowski's really good dude and good beer there.
And that's in Phoenix.
It's like in Anthem, which is like maybe 25, 30 minutes outside.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it's a cool tap room. Like it's in a small town. I mean, Anthem's not super small, but it's a small town for Arizona. And great beer though.
He was, Phoenix is kind of like Atlanta in a sense where
It's spread
nobody
out.
lives
Yeah.
downtown, but it's just
Yeah.
everything around it. So
Uh-huh.
he was technically in Mesa.
Oh, okay.
So kind of on the outskirts a little bit as well.
Yeah, I would tell him to check it out. I mean, I say good beer, a cool looking tap room. Really, like I think he would enjoy it.
Yeah. Let me pull up, sorry, I know.
No, you're good.
I'm just curious of the breweries I went to out there with them. I try to keep notes, and I went to 100 Mile Brew. It's a
think I've
rent
heard of
house,
it.
which is
Yeah.
unreal.
Mhm.
Greenwood was really cool.
Oh yeah.
and then Arizona Wilderness was really
Okay.
awesome. So
I don't think I've been to that one, but
yeah.
Mother
So
Road is really good up in Flagstaff. That place is great.
yeah, I've heard he's been there for sure because I know they will vacation up there. It's like such a different experience than
Oh,
Phoenix.
it's such
Yeah,
a different vibe than it is. Like, I feel like it's a touristy town, but it's
yeah,
also a town that shuts down like at 9 o'clock.
yeah,
At least
yeah.
it feels that way.
It's like he was telling me, he was like, "Yeah, it's snowing here." I'm like, "In Arizona?" And he's
Yeah.
like, "Oh yeah."
Yeah. And they have like the woods, because my cousin has his house in Anthem, but he also has his cabin in Munns,
Okay,
which is like on the way
cool.
to Flagstaff. And it's like when you think of Arizona, you don't think of the woods.
Yeah,
You think of desert.
yeah,
But yeah.
yeah. One of the bands I love played up there, and him and his wife went and stayed up there in a cabin,
Yeah.
and then they could walk right out of the cabin
Hmm.
and go to the concert. And it was
Oh,
just,
that's so
I'm
cool.
like, that's perfect.
Yeah. That's the
And
dream.
it- they adore Flagstaff.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
it. Oh man. So I know you love college football. I know obviously we both love the Braves, but what's a guilty pleasure that maybe someone doesn't know about?
It's not probably so like it's.
It's
I
not a
think you had
secret.
on there. It's not so it's like not really a secret here. I get joked around with the guys at work, but I'm a massive Goose fan. It's
Okay.
so you're like what, an animal, but really love. I'm into jam bands,
Oh,
and
okay.
so
All right.
and for anybody listening, if they haven't heard of Goose, they're like, oh, he's one of those guys. But it's like Fish,
Oh, okay.
like jam band. Like
Yeah.
so, I've seen Goose now about 17 or 18 times
Oh,
and
wow.
travel a little bit around for him. Not so much because of the kid,
Yeah.
but I would probably catch a lot more.
Okay.
But that's usually that's everybody's like, oh, is Kyle talking about Goose
Yeah.
again? It's usually that. And I know some of your questions, I can lead into it, but
Yeah.
if I'm up on the brew stand and I'm brewing, I'm
Mhm.
usually throwing on Goose. Maybe
Yeah.
not really so much Fish anymore nowadays, but it's Yacht Rock
Yeah.
or probably Goose
Can't go wrong.
or like classic rock.
Okay.
But so they've played out they play California a decent amount.
All right. That's cool.
But
Yeah.
they're from
never heard of 'em.
Connecticut,
All
so they
right.
really hit the Eastern Coast much more. But they go out like once a year, play West Coast
Yeah.
shows and stuff.
Okay. I
But they
like
just
it.
played Madison Square Garden 3 nights in a row, which
Oh,
for them
shit.
is like probably the biggest. Not like that
Yeah.
those were the biggest shows. And
Dang.
but I went from seeing them probably 2021 and maybe had 600 people in there
Oh.
to now they're playing Madison Square Garden. So it's been a journey.
Yeah.
I feel like
3
it's
days
like
in a
our
row with
guys,
the
man, we're
garden.
doing it.
Yeah. So that's cool, man. Wanted to ask you, so what are some of your, I know we've talked about different styles that we enjoy, but what are some of your favorite styles to brew? Oh, and
Well,
drink for that matter,
yeah,
I guess.
it's really similar for both. West Coast IPA for sure. Love making them. Love drinking them.
Yeah. They're great.
West Coast Pills, really cool. They don't
Fantastic.
have one on currently, but really love West Coast Pilsners. Love all lagers.
Hmm.
Really had a good time brewing a Schwartz beer.
I love good
Really just,
Schwarzenegger, man.
classic styles. That seems what it's coming back to.
Yeah.
I really don't really like drinking hazies. If I never had
Yeah.
another hazy IPA in my life again, that'd be just fine.
Yeah.
And for me, especially the ones that had lactose in them.
Hmm.
I'm a little lactose intolerant.
Oh,
So that
okay.
was always when it was all the haze craze was going on. A lot of
Yeah.
them are using lactose.
Hmm.
I just it wasn't worth the punishment
Yeah.
drinking those. So I was like, from an early stage, I was like, nah, not for me. I
Yeah.
mean, it's cool. I appreciate them, and you could tell when like somebody's making a world class hazy
Oh,
and they're not.
100%.
But I appreciate everything about these different styles. But West Coast, something I love to make lagers or maybe American IPA, West Coast IPA, something
Yeah.
like that.
Okay. And what's your shifty at the end of the night? Or end of the day, I guess?
Currently, the one I was telling you about, the Japanese rice lager we did,
Okay.
came out super
Oh,
dry,
I gotta try that one,
over-attenuated
yeah.
a little bit. That's kind of what a lot of our guys are reaching for right now. And I made that beer in 2023
Yeah.
and just enough chatter around in the tap room, like, hey, is that ever coming back?
Yeah.
And Gacho's, I didn't know what to call Japanese rice lager,
Yeah.
like coming up for a name for it, because I just brewed it at Woodstock. Usually the guys, if as long as it's not offensive, we can
Yeah.
name our own beer.
Of course.
So it's like, well, I don't know I don't know what to call Japanese beer. So
Yeah.
I'm like, well, what's goose in Japanese? Gacho.
Yeah.
So that's how the name,
Okay.
I slide in a lot of like goose stuff.
Yeah.
Some names are pumpkin beer that just won a silver medal in the US Beer Open. Yesterday, we got told it's called
Congrats,
Autumn
man.
Crossing.
Yeah.
because kind of when fall's changing here to it's an easy drinking pumpkin beer. It's not like too spice heavy or anything like that. But Autumn Crossing is a goose album. So like some of these like beers that we have here, I've like slide in some goose names.
Congratulations
for, like, songs.
on the medal.
Oh, appreciate it, man. Yeah, that was really cool. And Tangelic got a gold. We've been very fortunate this year, man. This is the first year, I think, ever on a national scene that Reformation's won gold medals at national competitions. So Best of Craft Awards out of, we sent our samples to Oregon. Our Oktoberfest took gold there.
Wow.
And then we just got the news yesterday. We're working hard as a team. This team's really come together and we're growing. We have not won a World Beer Cup medal at this brewery yet.
Yeah.
Or a Great American Beer Fest medal yet, but we're going to. So that's what we're shooting for. U.S. Beer Open, Best of Craft, and some of the local tournaments and stuff like that has been really good for us. Local competitions. But
I love it, man.
Yeah, in Woodstock, Georgia, now this will be, I can't really say that yet.
Yeah.
2 years in a row, we've, it's cool, man. Our Georgia Craft Beer Guild's doing this competition where if you want to enter a beer competition, you have to do a collab with another Georgia brewery.
Okay.
I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
Because really, Georgia, maybe just because it's so spread out, I don't think our beer scene as far as like brewers to brewers is that close.
Yeah.
And in my mind, this competition's bringing everybody a little bit closer together.
Yeah.
Because if you want to be in the competition, you have to have a collab with another brewery.
Okay.
And you're allowed to have two. So this year we brewed with Creature Comforts, super cool. Did a West Coast IPA with them. It's fantastic. And then we also brewed with Crooked Culture. They're maybe 30 minutes from here. They're over in Cumming, Georgia. And they're cranking out some great stuff. Obviously, everybody knows Creature and some of the big dogs.
Yeah.
We've been fortunate to win a couple medals with Rock Solid Brewing out of Ball Ground, Georgia. We're up here on the outskirts a little bit in Canton. But it's cool to see a lot of these faces together on one day. Because even if you're not in the competition, your brewery can come set up and pour beer and stuff like that. And it's really the place for Georgia beer. Honestly, for you, it'd be a great day to just come out if you want to interview a lot of Georgia breweries.
Oh, that'd be
it's
great.
Usually always like first week of April.
Okay. That sounds awesome to me.
And it's in past 2 years, it's been in like where the Reformation is in Woodstock. It's been in the big green area there.
Wow.
Maybe, I don't know how many breweries were there this year, but maybe 60 2 years ago.
Love it.
So it was a cool spot, man. You're like, hey, we are homies. This is cool. Everybody in one spot. And I just don't feel like Georgia breweries get together that often as what I hear some stories about, like California brewers.
Because everybody's, 10 minutes from each other.
Yeah. What is it? Like 32nd Street in San Diego? You can pick up a rock and hit like 5 breweries and throw it. And that's fantastic.
Yeah. But it's cool if you guys can get everyone together. That's awesome.
Yeah. So we're working on that. And I feel like it's much better right now than it was maybe like 3 or 4 years ago.
Oh, yeah. For sure. Wanted to ask you, actually, no, this one's going to be the 6-pack because I know we've touched on so much today and I love it.
Yeah.
So this is more rapid fire. So
all right.
Lager or IPA?
IPA.
Okay. West Coast or hazy? Oh, no. I guess we know
West
that.
Coast.
So
No doubt.
West Coast or West Coast IPA or Hoppy Pilsner?
West Coast IPA.
Okay. All right. Music or sports at a brewery? I think we might know that one. I guess it could depend.
I'm going to throw you a wild card. I'm going to say music.
Okay.
Just what we talked about, the community and face-to-face conversation. Sometimes sports can be distracting. So I love both. That's like a coin flip.
I love it. Okay. Next one is your favorite brewery outside of Reformation.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
That's tough, man.
That's a loaded question.
Man, one of my favorite breweries was down in Tampa. They were called Cycle Brewing.
Okay.
They actually closed this year. So I would have probably said them.
Or what if you stick to a Georgia brewery?
Georgia brewery. I'll say Creature Comforts.
Okay.
Or can I do two for Georgia? Halfway Crooks.
Okay.
So I don't know if you're familiar with those dudes yet.
No, I've never met them. Yeah.
Where Turner Field was.
Oh.
They're this new little kind of up and coming area. They're calling it Somerville. Maybe it's always been called that. I don't know. But before it was just like parking lots for Braves for the Brave Stadium when it was
Yeah.
at Turner Field. I think Halfway Crooks is making probably the best lagers in Georgia.
Yeah.
So that's kind of
Okay.
like their specialty. But I really like a lot of Creature Comforts and what they do there as well. Creature Comforts pretty well versed, but I
Yeah.
love a lot of their hoppy offerings. So those are probably my 2 favorite Georgia breweries.
Yeah, when they came out to LA, I got to meet a bunch of, I think one of them was it Jake, I think was one of them. And I was like, man, it was such a beautiful facility, and they make great beer. And every time I come out here, I'll order a Tropicalia.
Yeah, you got to have it.
Order one of those. I'll order the Sweetwater 420.
Yeah.
There's so much great beer out here. So,
Heck yeah, man.
Oh yeah, I love
Can
it.
I ask you,
Yeah.
back at you, your maybe top 3 Cali breweries? That's tough.
Oh man, Ism is always number 1 because what Ian makes there is just insane. I would say Ism. I'll do LA. I like LA, Orange County, and because San Diego is this whole other beast.
Yeah.
And Inland Empire. Man, that's so tough. I'm just going to ramble off a few. So Ism in Long Beach. I love Unsung in Anaheim. Monkish is insane.
World class.
Yeah. Level Up, my buddy, Luis. Gosh, I really love, why can't I remember the name of it? Bottle Logic.
Oh, yeah.
I could probably just go on and on and on and on.
Hey, you got everything at your fingertips out there, man.
Yeah.
One of my favorites that I haven't brought up yet, and I got to do it while we're talking about California beer.
Yeah.
But Pizza Port.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
I'm going
I went
there
to the one
Sunday.
at OB or Ocean Beach.
Yeah.
And man, that was an experience. Pizza was fantastic too. I was there for the beer, but pizza was great.
Yeah. I'm going to San Clemente on Sunday.
Oh, hell yeah. That's
so I'll be
awesome.
there.
Jealous.
Yeah. And if you ever get a chance if you're ever in that area, let me know. Like we can hang out.
Dude, that'd be great.
But in the down the street from Pizza Port in San Clemente, there's Los Molinos.
Okay.
And it's a newish brewery.
Yeah.
Beer is phenomenal.
I'll put it on the list to check out, man.
Yeah, food is fantastic. Artifacts is really good. John, what he built there, amazing. And there's another brewery that's kind of hidden, but it's called Judge Brewery. Really good. So you can hit up 4 great breweries in one day.
Heck yeah, man.
Yeah, that's a dream.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah.
So do you go to San Diego often or not really? Or
I go like every couple months. I'll be down there.
So a fair amount then.
Yeah. And I love going to Old Town. So I spend a lot of time in Old Town, and then I spend a lot of time in North Park.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Because, the Mexican food in Old Town is just ridiculous. And then the beer in North Park is just world class.
As far as being from Georgia, I was born in Florida, but it was just East Coast in general.
Yeah.
When I went on that trip in 2016, I had never had cold brew before.
Oh,
that blew me away. But I had never had like really good chorizo.
Yeah.
And that was just a life experience. My brother was like, yeah, we could share that breakfast burrito, dude. And I was like, oh, I'm pretty hungry, kind of hungover.
Yeah.
I think we need the whole thing. And we went to a spot. I think it's kind of somewhat of a chain, but Snooze.
I don't think I've been to that one.
They had a chorizo breakfast burrito.
Yeah.
This thing was probably as big as my forearm.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, we totally could have had this, but I'm going to just eat as much as I can.
Yeah.
This is crazy. But the food out there just blew me away. And I went to there used to be this spot called like Tiger. Are you familiar with that?
I don't think I've heard of that one.
Yeah, but it's kind of like that. I believe it's like Gas Lamp District. But there was this taco restaurant that had like wrestling rink in it.
Oh, yeah. The Lucha. It was the Lucha Tacos or something. I can't remember what it was called. Yeah.
Dude,
I've been
it's
there.
all pink in there too.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's like that blew me, some of the best tacos I've ever had in my life.
Yeah.
I think we ate tacos there and then we were just having fun. We stumbled out and we went over to like Belgian Beaver.
Yeah.
And like, it's just a cool little area, man.
Dude, yeah.
One of the best trips of my life and a lot of inspiration from that trip. And I guess, you're asking about what beers I like, and I'm a West Coast guy in Georgia, you know?
Nothing wrong with it.
Sometimes that bleeds through in our products.
Yeah.
But Mitch Steele, he was like the head brewer at Stone. And then he was at New Realm here in Atlanta.
Yeah.
And he did a class one time at one of the Georgia Craft Beer Guild things. And he was just saying, people in Georgia, they don't like bitterness. And I was like, you take that back.
Yeah.
I was like, you don't even know. But
don't generalize me.
He's kind of right. It's
Yeah.
like Coca-Cola's here. Like people have a sweet tooth.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, just killing me inside because everything I was like wanting in like these IPAs is not general for our public.
Yeah.
It's not what what they want.
Mm-hmm.
And that was hard to come to grasp with. I was like, nobody here likes 70 to 90 IBUs stuff. But it's cool. I think the trend in craft beer right now is really like lagers, and then like West Coast IPAs are back.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And we're finally starting to see it here in Georgia. Every time like we brew a West Coast IPA in Woodstock, it's only 5 barrels, but it's for us, it's gone in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It's like fantastic.
That's great, dude. I lost my train of thought. No, favorite drunk food?
Pizza.
Okay. Any particular day? Like, okay, let's do crust. Thickness, thin, or like thick, thin, or deep dish? What are we talking?
At all, but I'm going to go thin.
Okay.
Neapolitan I love. A lot of people hate on it. It's like too floppy, but I love it. Well, you got to try going to the Braves game tonight. You got to go to Antico.
Okay.
It's probably the highest rated pizza in Georgia.
Okay.
I don't know if you like the Dave Portnoy guy.
Yeah.
He does the one bite, all that stuff.
It's so good,
but for his scale, and he hates Neapolitan, it's the highest rated pizza in Georgia.
Okay.
So
I'm down.
Where that little Terrapin Taproom was, it's right over to the side. It's called Antico. They do gelato and different stuff in there. You can get a beer in there. But it's what's great about it, the Braves area is busy.
Oh, yeah.
And the Battery. But you can order a pizza, and since it's Neapolitan, you can have that pizza in 5 minutes.
Oh,
it's
I love
just
it.
Quick. So you don't have to wait long.
Quick turnaround.
And if it's too busy in there to sit down, like you can go sit by the green. You can get your pizza. They give you every pizza in a box. So like what you do with it in the Battery is your choice, I guess. But the lasagna pizza there is unreal. If you like ricotta.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
It's pretty much just sausage and ricotta, but
I'm in.
It's something insane.
Yeah.
Other than that, like the margarita is good and different.
That sounds
stuff,
great.
But it's one of the best pizzas in the city.
Okay.
And I've had a good bit of pizza. If we travel, it's for beer and honestly pizza.
Yeah.
But
I'm in. That sounds great. Last question on the six pack is, if your personality was a beer style, what would it be?
Ooh.
I think we were talking about IPAs. I mean, it might be a West Coast.
Maybe West Coast Pills.
Okay.
It's still clean and classic and chill.
Yeah.
But little bit of flair.
Yeah.
For like different styles.
You get that flavor profile, but you also still like, what's the word? Like, that's because, I mean, when you think of like an IPA, some people like don't like the bitterness, right?
Yeah.
But that's not who you are.
It's
a friendly, welcoming. That's what I'm thinking. So yeah, you still get that aroma, but it's a welcoming.
A little something special there.
Yeah.
I got a lot of different interests. So, with the dry hop or whatever, bringing out some different things.
Yeah.
It's like, but more and more, like overall, I'm just chill dude.
Yeah.
So I'm like lager that's dry hop, 4%, like, something like that, 4.5%. Like that's probably me.
100%. I love that. Only a few more questions for you,
man.
But before we get into all that, I want to let you know, like, I'm just grateful you let me come down and talk to you.
Dude,
this was a blast.
It's been awesome.
Yeah.
Like, it's been fantastic. I'm happy that you reached out.
Yeah, me too, man. If you could have any pint with any historical figure, sports figure, celebrity ever alive or dead, who would you want to have a beer with?
Oh, that's tough, man. I'm gonna go Jerry Garcia.
Okay.
So
all right.
I think he's a legend, obviously, with Grateful Dead.
That's the first on the show. I like it.
And what I like about him, he wasn't in it for the money.
Yeah.
Or the fame. All the guy wanted to do was just play. And I feel like I just want to make beer and have a good time. This industry, nobody's coming here to work at a brew to get rich. When you're working here, it's a day-to-day grind. It's a labor of love.
Yeah.
That's all the dude. If he wasn't playing with the Grateful Dead, he was doing Jerry Garcia band. What I liked about Jerry, he was kind to everybody.
Yeah.
And I've told some of the guys here, I was like, man, I'll pull up an interview. I'm like, I want to be that dude. He's just cool. He's just good to humans, man. He's a good human. He treats everyone kind. The sad reality part of it is the only person he wasn't kind to was probably himself.
Yeah.
But he's just such a people person. Just he's always smiling. Didn't want it. Nobody's in charge, kind of thing. And in reality, we got to have somebody in charge at the brewery.
Yeah.
But he just seemed like a good human overall. And obviously, he poured a lot of love into people's hearts with his playing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would say Jerry. I don't even know if he was that big of a drinker. But I think he'd be a cool guy and be like, yeah, man, we would just be laughing, drinking beer, and hanging out.
Yeah.
So
get to just sit there and not even pick someone's brain. Just
I don't know. If I was drinking a beer with him right now, I probably wouldn't even talk to him about music.
Yeah.
It would just be he just seems like a dude that's laid back to hang out with, and we'd probably spend half the time laughing.
I love it. That's fantastic. Now, Mount Rushmore of breweries. I know we've talked about a bunch of good ones today.
Yeah.
So what about that? And we'll do, normally I'll ask the styles, but let's do Mount Rushmore of breweries and your Mount Rushmore of Braves players.
Oh, hell yeah. This is cool.
But let's do the Mount Rushmore of Brave players that aren't the traditional ones. So like I love Greg Maddox, love Smoltzy and Alt Chipper and all them, but let's think of like your,
Yeah, sweet. Okay, I'll do beer first. I'm going to say Weistefan.
Okay.
I think they're about to have their 1,000th year anniversary.
That's insane.
I think that's 20. Somebody's typing this out right now. I'm saying it's probably, I think it's 2040.
Wow.
You can buy tickets, I think, currently to go to it in Germany.
That's insane.
Maybe the best half ever.
Yeah.
And, obviously they've been around for 1,000 years.
Yeah.
I think they've been around longer, but licensed brewery, they've been around, I think 2040 is 1,000 years.
Wow.
So, yeah, I'll put them number one. Longevity, you got to count it.
Yeah.
They're making some of the best German styles out there. Vitus is one of my favorite beers of all time.
Wow.
Do Sierra Nevada. That probably comes up on your show a good bit. I'm sure. You got to pay, like, they're paying
you got to pay homage. Yeah.
Russian River.
Yeah, I feel like they have to be on.
Got to be on there. Like, not only did they have the hype, but they delivered on it.
Yeah.
And even still, we just went to this bar in Philly called Monk's Cafe.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the owner of Russian River is friends with the owner of Monk's Cafe in Philly.
Oh, so I'm sure
Russian River distributes to Philly for Monk's Cafe. And was able to get a couple of those beers on draft there. I'm like, still as good as it was, man.
Yeah.
It's like, this is the best.
100%.
Like, it's just clean. Hot take, Blind Pig's better than Pliny, though. That's my hot take.
I'm okay with that.
People are like, this guy in Georgia doesn't know what's talking.
I'm okay with that.
All right, so I got Russian River, Weistefan, and I got Sierra Nevada. So one more, right?
Yep.
So, man, I feel like I got to give some love to Michigan because they were doing so much for Georgia back in the day. I'm going to go Bell's.
Oh, Bell's Two Hearted.
Bell's Hop Slam, Bell's Two Hearted. Yeah. That was such a joy for my brother and our friends to get some Hop Slam.
Yeah.
So everybody's like, where is it, dude?
Yeah.
Where is it? It's like Hop Slam. It's, Bell's was very big in Georgia and Sierra Nevada. I would say Alpine, but they're not around anymore.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'd like those four. Weistefan,
okay,
Russian River, Sierra Nevada, and I'll give it to Bell's. They're an OG. Got to pay respect, dude.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so now Braves.
Yeah.
All right, so you said not something that everybody knows.
Yeah, or it could just be like, maybe like the not, like the standard.
Well, of course, like Hank Aaron would be the number one
answer.
Yeah,
easily.
The stat that blows my mind with him is if he took away every home run, he still has 3,000 hits. Yeah. That always just kills me. But if I can't include him.
Yeah.
My number one that gets overlooked, he's in the Hall of Fame, but nobody talks about him, Eddie Matthews.
Oh, yeah.
You got to have Eddie in there.
Oh, yeah.
I think he's, not only was his glove awesome, he's the only Braves player to play at every single team. He played in Boston, Boston Braves, Milwaukee Braves, Atlanta Braves. Yeah. And then he was the Atlanta Braves manager when Hank Aaron broke the record.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know that.
Yep.
Also, the dude loved to drink, and that's why his career didn't last as long either.
Yeah.
But another throwback with him is the minor league team here before Atlanta had the Braves was the Atlanta Crackers.
Okay.
Imagine that in the South.
Yeah.
I guess in the 50s, 60s, whatever. But Eddie Matthews also played for the Crackers before he was on the Boston Braves.
Wow.
So I'm like, this guy's played everywhere. Like he's a legend. Did you go through the museum at Truist Park?
Yeah.
With the waterfall?
So
you
cool.
can see his plaque and stuff there. He's awesome.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, so I'm not adding Chipper.
If it's up
to you. Threw me for a loop.
Because the only reason I was thinking that, I was like, man, because there's guys like that I loved growing up too. Like I loved Adam LaRoche.
Javi Lopez got to be on there.
Yeah. I loved Adam LaRoche growing up.
Yeah.
I loved Javi Lopez. Gosh, Kevin Millwood.
Yeah.
Like Millwood, like when he threw that no back in the day, like I was like, those. I love like Marcus Giles too, like Rafi for call. Like I mean, there's
Furcal is great. Can't believe they let him go.
I know.
Who's overlooked? His glove was maybe he's the best shortstop I've ever seen in my own eyes. Going to Turner. When you're at Turner Field, man, in college, I probably hit 46 home games.
Yeah. Wow.
But Andrelton Simmons.
Oh yeah,
Simba was the best glove I've ever seen in my life. And nobody can tell me any different.
Yeah, I love Simba.
For Brave shortstop, best glove ever.
Yeah.
And he's underrated.
Yeah.
But maybe I'll throw him up there.
Yeah.
So I got Eddie Matthews. I got Andrelton Simmons.
Yeah. Oh, dude,
I'm trying to stay away from the big names.
Yeah, I love Jair Jurgens too when he was doing his thing. That was awesome.
Just trying to think some of the names that are too popular.
Yeah.
This is a blip, but the guy should be in the Hall of Fame. He's not. But he didn't play for the Braves that long. But Kenny Lofton was insane.
Oh, Kenny Lofton was fantastic.
So, stealing bases, great glove. I feel like he overall is underappreciated. He should probably be in the Hall of Fame. Personally, trying to think.
I did love when he played there. I mean, it was a blip for him too. But JD Drew.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, JD Drew was
he played
great.
At Florida State.
Yeah. And then even, Mark Teixeira.
Yeah, that was quick. He played at Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
It's like, can't believe they didn't keep this guy.
Yeah.
And he went on to have a great career with the Yankees and stuff.
I did love Chef too when Chef was around.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
His son's playing for Florida State.
Okay.
I keep bringing it back to him.
Dude,
it's cool.
Oh, another one he used the heaviest bat in the league. Julio Franco.
Dude,
how that guy could have that stance and still bring the bat around and hit like maybe 10 or 12 home runs. Yeah. Probably still playing in the Mexican League.
But this is a hot take. But somebody I really liked.
Yeah.
And if you ask most Braves fans, they probably don't like him.
Yeah.
But I really like Dan Uggla.
Oh, I like Uggla too.
Dude. And for a second baseman, he what 4 or 5 seasons in a row, 30 30 home runs.
When he came over to the Braves, though, it's just like
he killed us as a Marlins player.
Yeah,
but he had to get LASIK and all this stuff, and then of course he goes to the Nationals after. Of course, he hits like a grand slam off like Tehran or something.
Of course, Julio Tehran,
yeah, Dan Uggla, man. I think he was a good player.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like a second baseman doesn't look like that.
Oh,
just like stood out. He had like
built like a brick
forearms
shithouse. Yeah,
just ripped.
Yeah.
But and I know a lot of people are like, well, he's batting 200. I'm like, well, he does have the longest Braves hitting streak, I think, in franchise for Atlanta
that time,
franchise record, right?
Yeah.
He might still have it.
He might, yeah.
It's like 35 or 37 games, maybe.
Yeah.
I'll have to look this up. I'm going to get home and be like, you're just spewing nonsense with this guy.
I love it, man. Just 2 more questions for you. If you could bring something back from when you were a kid that's not around anymore, what would it be?
This is kind of tough. I mean, I've brought up both my brother and my dad during this interview, and I'm not going to get emotional or anything, but I miss childhood being around family.
Yeah.
Like, now I have my own family, my wife and my daughter and her family that lives here as well, but nobody in my family growing up lives in this state.
Yeah.
And I really do miss being around my brother and my dad.
Oh,
and not making it weird.
No,
but
not at all. I catch you.
It's just cool to I'm throwing the game on. It's like, hey, I just miss the day-to-day stuff.
It's like, hey, Pop, do you want to hang out and have a beer and watch the game? Yeah. I get it.
And he'll tell me the same stuff, and we're only 3.5 hours away.
But still,
it's like,
that's with the kid. That's tough distance. Yeah,
and it's like I don't go too deep into it, but a lot of ways, the reason I live in this area was to be closer to them.
Yeah,
and then it's like never guessed I'd be the last one staying in.
Yeah,
and but they're both extremely happy. My dad got remarried, living up in Brevard, and he's actually in France right now.
Okay,
and he's on a riverboat cruise.
That's awesome.
And brother's, crushing it out there in Phoenix with his family. So happy for both those guys, but I do miss.
I bet.
Yeah.
Oh man,
so nothing like it.
Yeah, there's nothing like hanging out with your brother, hanging out with your pop.
Family is what it's about.
Yeah,
so
always. But I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, dude, it's been great. It's been fantastic.
No, it's been great. And the last one ended. So here's the last question. If you had to describe yourself in one word, what would it be?
That's don't like to talk about myself too often, really.
All right.
But I feel like if anybody's ever met me, maybe 2 words they might say is caring or kind. I like to can't treat everybody the same. And that's how I like to manage some of the guys back here. Can't treat everybody the same, but I want to treat everybody fair.
Yeah.
And I would say kind.
Okay.
I want to be kind to everybody.
I can see that 100%. And I think it shows in everything that you guys make. I like the caring part of it, but then also the kindness of just letting me come down and hang out with you.
Absolutely.
And everybody being so nice in the tap room and everybody. I think one of the guys walked by and he was just waved. And every time I go to a new place, it's always just man, this is what I love about this industry, because from the top, from the owner to you either being the production manager to one of the brewers, and then to the beer tenders, everybody, it is a family.
It is.
And it's rare that you can, I feel like in this industry, it's not rare, but he's still like, there's still times when you go there and you can see a disconnect.
Yeah.
But more often than not, it's about the beer, but it's also about the people, and
Yeah,
it's
people
about
and
everybody.
relationships.
Yes.
And like the liquid drives that.
Yeah.
And
100%.
it's a cool industry to be in, and I'm very fortunate to be in the industry. It's been very kind to me.
Yeah.
So I want to give back to the industry, and I want to give back to people. I mean, Monday we got Chattahoochee Tech Brewing School coming out 4:30 in the afternoon. It's like, yeah, I'm going to come in at 7, but like, hey, if I was in that brewing school, man, how cool would this to be if I was on the other side of this?
Yeah.
So every year we hang out with those dudes, show them around. It ends up being like a 3-hour tour. We're on the brew stand, talking about the centrifuge, whatever. We're just, going a little more in depth. And if any time I can give back to the industry, that's been so nice to me, I'm doing it.
I love it. Well,
and next year, if you plan to come out here, let me know. And I already got, so Reformation actually shares some season tickets with a couple of companies. We at least get 27 games.
Oh, awesome.
But we got seats in the Chop House.
Oh, dude, that's a place I want to stay. Yeah.
So let me know next year, and maybe like I'll pull some strings and we'll go to a game together.
I'm down. Let's make it happen.
Yeah, it'd be killer, man.
Oh, I'm so down.
Maybe you should set up and interview the guys brewing down there too.
Oh, that'd be great.
I can set that up.
Oh.
One of the guys, so Chad came from Sweetwater. That's their head brewer down there now.
Yeah.
It's crazy. The initial guy that was doing it was Peter. He went to UC Davis Brewing School.
Oh, shit.
Worked at Pizza Port.
Yeah.
Went to Sierra Nevada, Asheville. And then he got the gig at the ballpark for the Braves. And then Chad came from Sweetwater. We worked with him. And then Peter, I think, moved back to California. I can't remember where he went. I want to say Smith, but that could be wrong. And Chad got the top job. And the assistant brewer now is Seb. He came from Reformation. Wow. So know those guys well. We can link up and we'll go sit in those cool seats and we'll go drink some beer. It'd be awesome.
Oh, let's do it. Let's make it happen.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, man. Kyle, again. Appreciate you, brother.
Dude, absolutely. Cheers. This has been fantastic. And I can't say go Trojans, but go Braves.
Hey, chop on. Chop on, brother.
Chop on, man. I got nothing against USC, though.
Oh, no, you're all good. And honestly, if you guys are ever in the area, the Atlanta area or anywhere, like a buddy of mine used to live in Smyrna back in the day. I've never been. But come down. Like, come hang out. Either come to the Woodstock location, come to this beautiful location in Canton, and just come down and support the brewery, support the beer, and support the people behind it.
Awesome. That's fantastic. Cheers, guys.
Cheers. All right, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Like I said, Kyle was just a great, great guy, and I'm excited for him and for Reformation. Just great people. Great, great people. Next week's episode is going to be the Irrelevant. I said it right again. Barely. With Sam. Looking forward to you guys hearing that this coming week. So actually on Tuesday, I'm going to be recording with my boy, Cody Sherwood. We're doing a remote one. And then I'm also going to be recording with Firemaker out in Georgia. So excited for that. Let's see here. What else we got? And then that weekend. So I'm recording like 4 episodes this week. I'm going to be recording with, why can't I remember? I'm going to be recording with Lake Arrowhead Brewing on Friday. And then I'm going to be recording with Bear Trap in Big Bear on Sunday. So super stoked. All right. I had to go make a burrito, make some food, get some stuff done. But I hope you guys have a great Sunday. Have a great week. And don't forget to support local, drink local, and find your beer. Cheers.